every generation, there is one car.
The ultimate car for my generation was the DeLorean from Back to the Future.
The Ford Mustang, of course.
It was the 1977 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am.
Everyone wanted a Trans Am.
1987 Camaro.
It was the Camaro.
It was loud, it was flashy, and yes, it was fast.
Just had my eyes on a Jeep.
Cars can tie families together and connect generations.
Well, my dad was the ultimate car guy. The one that I loved the best, the 1965 Ford Galaxy.
When I was younger, I loved my dad's 1979 Buick Riviera because it was orange.
Every time I visited my grandpa, he had a 57 Chevy that we would drive around, light blue, white top.
My dad had a silver boxcar Lincoln with a burgundy interior. When I stepped into that car, boy, I felt like a queen.
My family had a 1977 Caprice Estate wagon, and I was the last person to drive it, and I drove it from our house to the dump.
My wife and my older daughter didn't share my enthusiasm for the Jeep, but my younger daughter Hillary loved it. She wanted to learn to drive it. But first, she had to learn to drive a stick shift.
I had to pass the Glenn Lewis test by sitting on a hill, balancing my stick, completely quiet with no movement. I passed.
I didn't necessarily grow up a car guy, but after being at the Dream Cruise the last 5, 6, or 7 years, my kids have now become car kids.
My dad's first car was a 57 Chevy, two-door sport coupe, pink with a white hard top, and I look for that car every year at the Dream Cruise.
From the city that put the world on wheels, WXYZ Channel 7 presents the 19th Annual Woodward Dream Cruise, presented by Chevrolet.
Back jumping at the 5 and dime. Got my baby and we're looking fine. Ready to roll at a 9:30. Up the road, have a good time. In Detroit, baby, feel all rumble and roll. Detroit, baby, feel all rumble and roll. Gonna rock all night till we just can't roll no more. An eyeball down the street. Don't play the rocket, baby, wild tree. Souped up Chevy 55. Hold tight, yeah, we're going off the line. Detroit, baby, feel all rumble and roll. Detroit, baby, feel all rumble and roll. We're gonna rock all night till we just can't roll no more. Here we go.
Yeah, we're rocking and rolling on Woodward Avenue tonight. It's the party of the summer, and we're ready to get this motor rolling. I'm Stephen Clark.
And I'm Carolyn Clifford. Welcome to the 19th Annual Woodward Dream Cruise in our brand new location right in downtown Birmingham. It is absolutely beautiful. We're going to celebrate everything that we love about the Woodward Dream Cruise. Cruise in Woodward, families, and of course all of the beautiful cars. And you're going to see a car from just about every generation right here at Old Woodward and Woodward, cruising down Woodward Street.
Now we're going to see hot rods, we're going to see chopped rods, we're going to see cool cars, we're going to see hot cars. Well, we're going to see every car and we're going to show them to you.
We're also going to have two of the hottest drivers from NASCAR. And of course, who wouldn't love our house band, Rio and the Rockabilly Revival.
All right, so it's time to get this party started. And we're going to start at the pit stop down at Art Van Furniture with Vic and Alicia. Take it away.
Stephen and Carolyn, I tell you what, the Art Van Pit Stop is hopping tonight. I think we've seen most of the million people here today.
Yes.
They are here. We're also going to show you this, which we've seen, that huge motorcycle.
And if you can't tell, we are rocking for the 50s tonight because we're going to be talking to Potsy from Happy Days. Anson Williams is here.
And he loves cars.
He does love cars. He has great stories. But first, we want to check in with our good friend Glenda Lewis at Dugan's.
Oh, Vic and Alicia, Funtown is rocking, and it is Funtown right in here. We're in Dugan's Irish Pub, one of the old school cruising favorites. It was my mom's favorite. And with the theme being Generations this year, I am thrilled to say that I am going to carry on that Lewis women tradition of partying right here in Dugan's. Amazing view, amazing people. Now over to you, Jeff.
Thank you very much, Glenda. Well, we are here live in the GM display. Take a look at these cool classics like that cool Chevrolet Camaro. That is a 67. Then over here, brand new drop-top SS Camaro for a perfect day of cruising on 80-degree weather, which we had today. We are just a few feet away from Woodward Avenue, where all the cruisers are cruising right now. And take a look behind me. I think this is the main attraction. That is the brand new Corvette Stingray. I didn't really think I would like it in green, but it looks good, don't you think? And we're going to talk a little bit about the 60th anniversary of the Corvette. We'll have that. But first, let's go to Tom Lydon in the Chevy Car Cam, who's cruising. Hey, Tom.
Hello, Jeff.
we are indeed cruising in a 1974 Eldorado. This thing has turned a lot of heads as we've been driving up Woodward Avenue. This is the place to be. Check out the cars behind us. And the people running across the street. Their own game of Frogger, I suppose. We will be with you throughout the night, bringing you the sights and sounds from Woodward Avenue. Just a night to put on your shades, have some fun, enjoy the sun, check out some cars. Let's send it up top. Maybe the man with the best view of the night, Brad Galley up in Chopper 7.
Yeah, Tom, I am not going to argue with that. We are going to take you places up and down Woodward Avenue that we never have before. We're going to get you inside the looks that no one else on the ground can get you. We are fired up to take you up and down the strip. What a day it is, and what a day and night it will be. We'll be up here giving you the full look. Joanne Purton is back on the ground. Joanne?
Yeah, I sure am. You got a great view up there, and I'm loving our new digs in Birmingham here. Old Woodward lined with classics behind me. And look at this here, a 1940 Ford Coupe. Absolutely perfect. The owners, Ken and Wendy, 10 years ago when you bought this car, 12 years ago, how many pieces was this thing?
Quite a few hundred, maybe 3,000 pieces.
A labor of love putting it all back together.
Yeah, 13 years.
And restoring it to its beauty as it is today.
Yes.
I just want to mention also, you guys have been volunteers. This is the 19th annual cruise since the very beginning, haven't you?
We have volunteered for the city of Birmingham since the beginning, since 1995.
Well, today's a great day, and we're happy to be setting up shop in Birmingham tonight. So thank you to both of you and your beautiful car. And what's a dream cruise without the gorgeous Corvettes? And look what we have here, a 1960 Corvette. Hello, Samir. Tell me about your car.
It's a 1960 Corvette that I've owned since 1976. And I use it every summer, all summer long. It's my driving car. It's not a show car, but I do use it every day, all summer long.
You're the owner of the Phoenicia restaurant, and it's so good to have you here.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
I know he's off to a wedding, by the way. He's in a tuxedo, so I know you're off to a wedding. We'll let you drive away, but thank you. He drives this car all summer long, even in the rain. Can you believe it? Anyways, much more from Birmingham throughout the night and all over. Back to Stephen and Carolyn now.
All right, thanks a lot, Joanne.
I think I need one of those fans we were giving away today after dancing around there. Like, hey,
we have them. We probably need to find them.
You know how to dance.
We both know how to dance.
No. I was just following you. I was just framing you.
All right, the official Dream Cruise is today, of course, but that didn't stop people from getting out on Woodward earlier this week. It's been a slow-moving river of cars ever since Monday night when people got out of here.
It has certainly been an action-packed day here also. Again, this is our brand new location. We're in Birmingham, right where Old Woodward and New Woodward meet up right there. Channel 7 personalities, as you can see here. We've been here meeting the crowd, signing autographs, and new this year, passers-by could take part in a casting call for a brand new game show called Let's Ask America that airs on Channel 7. The crowd also had a chance to win prizes and meet the host of that new show there.
Yeah, it looks like a great show. I mean, $50,000 in prizes. A lot of people seem really excited about this new show.
And you compete from your home via Skype, so it's not like you have to go places. You can get picked and be on the show, and that's
really
how it works
cool,
out.
Right?
So, yeah,
don't have to fly anywhere.
We're going to be airing it on Channel 7. We'll give you more information as the night goes on. Right now, we're just getting started. We have a great show planned for you. Coming up, it's time to brush off your blue suede shoes and puff out your poodle skirt. It's time to get back to the 50s.
Yeah, remember the show Happy Days? We all do. Richie and the Fonz.
Oh, yeah, you betcha.
What about Potsy? Well, he is making a stop right here on Woodward Avenue tonight, and it's going to be, what's the word? Totally boss.
And this was a car born in the 50s. It just turned 60. We are going to pay tribute to all of the generations of the Corvette.
Stay with the sweetest rides
it's
around.
A great one. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
The 2013 Woodward Dream Cruise, presented by Chevrolet, is brought to you by the DMC, home of Southeast Michigan's most advanced orthopedics and sports medicine team. DMC, the Tiger's Docks, Art Van Furniture, Mattress and Flooring, serving the Motor City for over 54 years. And Chevrolet, the official ride of the Woodward Dream Cruise.
Still the one that turns my head. We're still having fun. With 20 top surgeons performing over a dozen of the latest knee, hip, and joint procedures at 5 top-rated hospitals, we only have one question. Where does it hurt? Orthopedics and sports medicine at the DMC. Call 888-DMC-2500. The DMC Sports Medicine Specialists, team docs for our Detroit Tigers, with offices throughout Southeast Michigan and over 30 rehabilitation locations. We can make you feel better in all these places. Call 888-DMC-2500.
A woman and her truck. A woman, her truck, and a 1,200-pound passenger. And 2 bodies with one mind. And a ribbon that goes on her wall, not in her hair. The all-new Chevy Silverado with the best available towing and a full-size pickup. Strong for all the roads ahead.
We are rocking around the clock to the sweet tunes of our house band Rio and the Rockabilly Revival. It takes you way back to a time when Bobby Socks were cool and cruising was king.
You know that song right there was the theme of the Happy Days, one of the hit TV shows of the 70s, which was actually set in the 50s when cruising began. So in honor of all of that, we're going to hop on over to Royal Oak where Vic and Alicia have caught up with one of the original stars of that show, one of our favorites. Vic and Alicia, take it away.
Yes. Well, Stephen, you just said it, Happy Days. It's Potsy! Yeah! Thanks for joining us.
Oh, good to be here. Good to be here.
Your first dream cruise.
My first dream cruise. I'll tell you, and I cruised today, man. I cruised. That is something else. That is some boulevard, man.
It's so much fun. Were you a cruiser growing up?
You know, I used to cruise Van Nuys Boulevard in California.
Nice.
And
in what?
Whatever we could get in. It wasn't like this. It was like a cruising meant you had a car to go into.
Right.
Yeah.
So what do you think about us here in Detroit in this little cruise?
Well, I think it's great. What I love about it, you know, more than anything, first, it's almost like an art exhibit.
Yeah.
I mean, some of these cars are just so, you know, beautiful. And then it's just a tactile environment. It's like people getting together. You know, good feelings. I mean, it's just something more than just a cruise.
So it's like a party.
It's like a party, and I think especially now with Detroit, I think it spreads the positiveness that this city really has.
You look at these cars, does it take you back to your happy days?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, that was what's so much fun about doing the show. I mean, to be around all those cars, you know, and get paid for it was great.
And I mean, you were acting, singing on that show. Yeah. I mean, such a great personality. People loved Potsy as a character. But you've done so much since then, too. You're directing now, right?
Well, I've directed since 1985. I've done about over 300 shows.
Wow.
And just recently I finished up Secret Life of the American Teenager. I've directed like a third of those. But yeah, but I've been fortunate in you know, having a behind-the-scenes career, too. And then I own product companies. And, you know, entrepreneurial kind of adventure is also part of what I like to do. So.
And teenagers are something that you know something about as well.
Well, I have 5 daughters. 5 daughters.
Enough said.
And you guys are so complicated. And 5 daughters, you're true. Enough said.
I know.
Keeps one very humble.
I'm sure when they're all getting their learner's permits, you were freaking out.
Well, actually, no. I have a 6-year-old, 2 11-year-olds, a 15-year-old, and a 24-year-old. So I have a lot to go.
You're just a little busy.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time, Anson. We appreciate it.
By the way, I had a great dinner at ML Cafe.
Awesome.
That place is awesome.
He's great. He's Potsy from Happy Days. Anson Williams,
if
everybody.
If you see him, say hi.
Hi.
All we're missing is Ralph Mouth.
Yeah, his best friend. He said that. He said they see him every day. They live right down the street from each other.
All right. Thank you so much, Vic and Alicia. You know the 50s marked the debut of many of the iconic models that we're seeing out here cruising right now. There's the Chevy Bel Air, my favorite's the 56. The Thunderbird, and of course, the venerable Corvette.
Who doesn't love the Corvette? It's hard to believe Corvette actually turned 60 this year. Jeff Vaughn joins us now with more on some of the classic models then and now. Hi there, Jeff.
Yeah, can you believe it's been 60 years of the Corvette? Doesn't seem like that long, but I'm joined now by Chris Perry. He's Vice President of Marketing for Chevrolet, and this backdrop is great. Thank you so much for bringing this beautiful green Corvette Stingray.
This is the 2014 Corvette Stingray in lime rock green, named after obviously the racetrack in Connecticut.
I got to tell you, Chris, I saw it. It's like green. It's like I never thought it would like a green Corvette, but this looks good.
The color palette on this vehicle is fantastic, and the design, as you mentioned, is just stunning. But the designers will tell you that every crevice, every crease in this car is designed purposeful to manage the air.
I wonder if there will be a lot of people have to go to the chiropractor after this, because when you guys were driving up, I saw a lot of heads turn quickly. I mean, this really gets attention, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, and as beautiful as it is, it performs just as well. 460 horsepower, 3.9 seconds, 0 to 60, and 29 miles per gallon highway.
Let's talk about that, because it is a sports car. It's a performance car, 29 miles per gallon.
Well, you know, racing is about managing the air and managing fuel.
Yeah.
So we couple all that together. Great performance, great looks, great fuel economy.
Was there any more pressure this year, Chris, because this is Corvette's 60th anniversary? I know you've had many important anniversaries before and more to come in the future, but is there any added pressure to the designers to do it right on the 60th anniversary?
Well, as you mentioned,
better?
Well, as you mentioned, there's always pressure to get the Corvette right, but the 60th anniversary, there's a little bit added pressure, but we believe that they really nailed it this time. In fact, as we mentioned, it's the Corvette Stingray, and we didn't give it that moniker just by chance. I mean, we designed the vehicle, put the performance package together, and then recognized that it was worthy of the Stingray name.
Well, Jim, you hit it out of the ballpark. I appreciate it. And let's take a look now at the Corvette over the last 60 years. Corvette just turned 60, but don't let the number fool you. This birthday boy is only getting better with age. It's a vehicle woven into the very fabric of American culture, with generations of fans in love with every iteration of this automobile.
The Corvette is a technological wonder. It's a beautiful car, as you can see. It has timeless beauty. It has performance. It has good looks. It has engineering. It's just an all-around great car.
Corvette debuted back in 1953, and back then all models were polo, white and red interior, and a sticker price of, get this, $3,498.
My dad worked for General Motors, and he brought home a brochure that they had distributed at the 1953 Motorama in New York. I was 12 years old, and I said, that's the most beautiful car in the whole world, and one of these days I'm going to own one.
When Tom retired, he finally got his dream car.
This was my favorite body style. I liked the wire mesh on the headlights, and I liked the torpedo taillights.
Styling is only one factor in this infatuation. Performance is the other. Almost immediately, Corvette rocketed onto the racetrack and gained the world's respect at the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 1960. It was produced exclusively as a convertible for the first 10 years. In 1963, the split-window Stingray Coupe launched the second generation of Corvette, and sales doubled. The Mako Shark II concept car inspired the third generation from 1968 through 1982.
My favorite is the C3s, the 63, 64, 65. I really like those. I always wanted one of those since I was a kid.
At 25, the 1978 Corvette sported a two-tone silver edition, used for the first time as an Indianapolis 500 pace car.
Corvettes are just beautiful cars. They drive down the road beautifully. They're just fun.
1984 marked the first total redesign since 1963. The Gen 4 Corvettes featured a 4-speed automatic with overdrive, and electronic dash displays became standard. Gen 5 Corvettes sported more curvaceous lines with a new LS1 small block V8. The 1 millionth Corvette was built in 1992. Gen 6 brought new bodywork with exposed headlamps and a larger passenger compartment.
I don't know if this happens with all cars or just Corvettes, but people who have owned Corvettes seem to always want to own another one, and people who haven't owned Corvettes seem to want to own one once in their life.
And Chevrolet hopes the new C7 Stingray continues to fuel that passion for a whole new generation of Corvette lovers to come.
Wow. How sweet is that? The Corvette never goes out of style, and it just keeps on delivering. The new C7 is absolutely beautiful.
You know, I think my favorite's still the oldies. I was born in '56. I've always loved to have the '56 because I like to be reminded that something can still have style and move fast at that age.
Yeah, sweet.
All right, time for a bird's eye view of Woodward from our own Brad Galley, who's got the best seat in the house. Well, unless you're sitting right by the cars here, Brad.
You guys have all that traffic behind you. We have not run into any of that up here. It's not surprising there. But we are starting at the north end of the Woodward Dream Cruise here in Pontiac. Today we'll be paying tribute to all of the communities that make today and the build-up to the Woodward Dream Cruise so spectacular. You can't do today without the great car lovers. And in Pontiac, we are paying tribute to the great community that helps make this happen. Roger and Lynette Bailey share a passion.
Did you get that spot off in the front?
A passion for classics, especially this 1953 Chevy 5-window pickup.
The 5-window means it has the corner windows in the cab.
It used to be Lynette's daily driver.
And it was just too slow for the expressway with the old 6-cylinder engine in it. So we tore it all down.
It has a 350 V8 engine with a 350 turbo transmission and a high-performance cam. We put a height front end on it, which gave me independent front suspension, disc brakes, and rack and pinion steering.
The Baileys love cruising and have a special connection to Pontiac.
We just love it. It's a party atmosphere.
It's friendly here. Most of our friends are here.
And they're not the only ones that love Pontiac.
I really feel a vibrancy coming back. There is a lot of people excited about what's going on here.
There's a new grocery store called Lafayette Market, new lofts and restaurants. Plus, the owners of the new Sirius energy drink recently moved into the city.
I believe we need to be social responsible as a company. You know, it just gave me an opportunity to come back into our hometown and to give back.
And that feeling makes everyone love the cruise.
Dream Cruise is my favorite time of the year. Pontiac is the spot. It's hot.
Cruise into Pontiac and check out what's new.
And it's always fun to see what's new in each of these communities along the cruise route from top to bottom here. Coming up next, we're going to introduce you to a Packard owner that's been cruising since the days of the Model A.
Wow, I don't
really.
Right. All right, and one of our reporters is hitching a ride on Woodward and tweeting all about it. If you're about to head out to the cruise tonight, you can share your photos as well and tweets too. Just use #7Cruises. You can also watch us streaming live on WXYZ.com. We'll be right back with more fun from the cruise. Back to the Woodward Dream Cruise presented by Chevrolet. You know this is the 19th annual cruise, and we have been covering this since the very beginning, Steve.
Yeah, that right alongside of us, our radio broadcast partners, WOMC Radio, and of course the cruise. You can't do it without the radio on and listen to WOMC. And was that David Hasselhoff I saw in the back of that car driving there?
You might have, or a lookalike or something.
Or a cardboard cutout. Hey, Glenda Lewis is grooving to the tunes of WOMC right now. Dugan's down the street. What's shaking, Glenda?
Oh my goodness, Steve and Carolyn, I am so full. I mean, this is what's left of my big Jeep. So we're rocking, the girls want to have fun, and we're working it down and having a great time. Joining me right now, our official radio broadcast partners, WOMC. You hear them in the morning. These are their lovely faces. Stacey DeFord and Bobby Mitchell. How are you?
I'm great. I would ask how your mom is doing, but I heard she's doing great. I saw her in a 57 Bel Air.
She might have just cruised by somewhere.
She's rocking out.
Yeah. Do you guys have a favorite out there?
I tell you what, the Ford Ranchero was like the SUV of the 60s and 70s. I love seeing that again. Plus this outfit, I love seeing these outfits again.
It's so fun to dress up. It's so fun to catch the vibe. And I love seeing every car tuned into WOMC and everybody along the street singing along.
It's like the Happy Days meets Desperate Housewives.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Perfect way to put it. We've been having such a great time, and we've been talking about generations. Generations of cars, generations of cruisers, how cars bring generations together. And with me right now is Ron Lundmark. And Ron, what a great novel. You wrote about the cruise. I'm sure you've got some interesting stories to share from your research.
I graduated in Royal Oak. It's 1965. Drag raced on Woodward. The story's about a couple getting married, and they get married on the Dream Cruise Day. And a week before, they have a get-together with their families, and their two grandfathers meet. And absolutely...
so many stories. Beautiful. And let's take a look at it. Okay, Dream Machines, part of your history, part of our history. And we have to introduce you to a lovely lady with a great history and a great Packard. It's a 73 and she calls it a youngster. So take a look.
Shall I shove it in third? I love to hear it sing in third and bring it back into fourth. That's the joy of owning a Packard.
Margaret Dunning has experienced the joy of owning this gorgeous cream-colored 1930 Packard Roadster for more than 60 years. Classic cars are her passion and just may be the secret to her longevity. She turned 103 years old earlier this summer.
Packard is the love of my life because of the quality that they put into their machinery.
The Packard features beautiful wood and chrome accents with 22 coats of hand-rubbed lacquer. It comes with 2 glove boxes, a map light, and a cigar lighter. It was designed to be a sports car with a rumble seat, even a compartment to store your golf clubs. In the old days, the hood ornaments were hand-tooled by jewelers.
You can see the eyes and the eyelids on this one here. I think they're a work of art.
Margaret's passion for the automobile began early.
I was a farmer's daughter, and we had plenty of machinery, and my father was a very good mechanic.
She was born and raised in this house that was once part of a large farm at the corner of Plymouth Road and Telegraph. Henry Ford was a neighbor and family friend. Margaret learned to drive at age 8.
My father used to say, well, you know that you have a wonderful thing at your command, but he says, it's only you that's going to take that car and make it behave.
With that attitude, it's no surprise she drove a truck for the Red Cross during the war. She never married.
I was storekeeper and owner. I was a banker. I was a real estate agent.
She started collecting classic cars back in the 1950s.
I've enjoyed all my cars. They're all different, and they sing a different tune.
In addition to the Packard, she currently owns this 1931 Model A pickup.
It's the most faithful little Model A you ever saw. It goes putt, putt, putt from morning till night, if you treat it right, but don't push it.
And a 66 Cadillac DeVille, which she often drives to the Dream Cruise.
There is no spot on the upholstery. I have all the extra rubber mats and everything that goes with it, and it is a joy to take on a trip. It's like riding in a rocking chair.
Margaret has won several awards and trophies at car shows and concours d'elegance around the world, including a perfect 100 for the Packard. She was just named one of the Detroit News 2013 Top 10 Michiganians for her philanthropy. So what's her secret to living a long and happy life?
I thoroughly enjoy people, and I have a love of seeing the next day come forth. It's a joy in the morning to get up to say, well, I've got another day to go.
And this past May, Margaret and her Packard went to the Indianapolis 500, where she took a couple laps before they waved that official starting flag. She really is a very neat lady. All right, we're hyped here in Dugans. Okay, now we're going to send it down to my brother from another. Tom Lydon, you're down there with the car cam.
Glenda, thanks very much. We are riding along here in a 1974 Eldorado. It's an absolutely beautiful car. So many people on the sidewalk are... Stand up and give us a wave. That's Miss Kim. She actually takes care of my kids. Talk about a fortuitous stop while I'm live, huh? But this is a 74 Eldorado. I'm with 2 guys who have been to WXYZ since 1978. Nate Penn is switching our cameras here inside the Eldorado. We got a boom cam, and of course we got the camera that Scott Wolin is operating. Nick Menuno is driving the car for us, doing a great job. This car is typically at the GM Heritage Center in Sterling Heights, but we have the luxury and the privilege of driving it around tonight. I am so impressed with all the people who have lined Woodward Avenue. They are loving getting themselves on camera, but they also love seeing the great vehicles. What is that? What is that? That is gorgeous. It's a Spider. Looking good. So you can tell we're having a pretty good time. We were a little worried that we were going to be stuck in the middle of the road before you came to us last time, but we got it done. You just got to flex a little muscle and say, we got to get on camera here. Let's go, people. Let's send it back to you.
All right, Tom, thank you so very much. You know, every car out here on Woodward has a story, literally. Every one it's a storyboard just rolling along, a history lesson. If you look at all the different makes and models and so forth out there, built right here in the great city of Detroit.
Absolutely. Well, we have many more stories to come, including the story of how one man turned scrap metal into rolling works of art. But first, check out this photo from Ann stars in Lake Orion.
Oh,
It features Brace Beamer, who played the Lone Ranger, which actually began here in Detroit on WXYZ radio back in the 1940s, if you can believe that. He's posing with what looks to be a 1946 Pontiac. How sweet is that?
Oh, yeah.
What a fun link to WXYZ's past.
Now, we found a similar 1941 Pontiac in Bloomfield Township, and here's the story behind that car.
On a manual car, you got 3 pedals, gas, brake, and clutch.
Steve Park is keeping a family tradition alive.
And it's been in our family since it was brand new. It was my great aunt Florence's originally.
The It Park is talking about is a true classic.
This is a 1941 Pontiac Silver Streak, 4-door. It's got a straight 6. It's around 230 some cubic inches, I forget exactly, but it has a whopping 90 horsepower when it was new. 175 foot-pounds of torque, which it definitely doesn't have now. It's got 80,000 miles on it, original miles.
Park's aunt sold the car to his dad in 1964 for just $5. Now, he enjoys driving it for special occasions.
We've been using it for graduations and parades.
And, of course, the Dream Cruise.
One kid goes with me at a time, and we cruise until they run out of patience and come back and get the other one.
The family loves living and driving in Bloomfield Township.
And we just found people that were more friendly and sort of felt like a town, and the whole Bloomfield area has got a lot of great roads.
And a great place for food and fun at places like Bagger Dave's or Cafe ML and the newly remodeled Maple Theater. Take a cruise through Bloomfield Township and see what you can find.
Welcome back to Highway M1. We all know it better around here as Woodward Avenue, America's first highway and the home of the greatest show on earth.
You got that right, 19 years of it. You know, Detroit is known for so many firsts in automotive history. Earlier this summer, we got a chance to go way, way back before the Model A to one of the first cars ever made. You got to check this out. You're going to enjoy it.
There's a hidden treasure in Bob Perugi's backyard. It's a rare piece of Detroit's automotive past.
This 1898 Oldsmobile that was given to me from my grandfather in 1971. He acquired it from the Olds Highland Walker family, and they acquired it from the Olds family.
Here are Bob's grandparents driving the Olds at Detroit's Automotive Jubilee back in 1946.
During the day, they made it for $650. It drove anywhere from like 10 to 25 to 22 miles per hour. A 10-cylinder, 2-stroke engine in it. Sounds like a cement mixer. The steering's with the tiller in the front. You have a crank on the side and a choke on the side. Set the spark, your magneto, and there you go. Crank and flick the switch.
Curved dash Oldsmobiles seen advertised here in 1902 were the first vehicles ever mass-produced in America, even before the Model T. Bob believes his 1896 model may have been an early prototype that survived a turn-of-the-century fire that destroyed the Detroit Oldsmobile factory.
2 cars were pulled out of the fire of that factory by the timekeeper. His name was James Brady, and this was one of the cars, and then soon after that, Olds moved to Lansing, Michigan.
He also suspects it may have been the first car driven from Detroit to New York.
The research I've been finding out about the car driven from Detroit to New York City had a headlight on the front dash.
Bob opened the front and was amazed to find markings indicating something may have been mounted here.
And I noticed that there was a bracket right here where there was possibly a light fixed to it.
There's no way to prove it was that car, but regardless, this old buggy is a remarkable example of Detroit's very first generation of automobiles.
Gotta love it.
Wow.
Bob told us he eventually hopes to share the car in a museum so everyone can enjoy it.
I'd go see it.
Yeah.
All right, let's head on back to the sky where Brad Galley is above this ribbon of lights as the sun goes down and the headlights come on. Brad?
Yeah, you can't beat this view. We call this camera within the helicopter the mom camera. So, hi, Mom, look, I'm in a helicopter. Tradition is what makes up the Woodward Dream Cruise family. Traditions litter this day, this weekend, this week really, and this great historical event within our town. We are in Ferndale, hovering above about 9.5 miles on Woodward. Mustang Alley this morning was a hot and hopping spot. About 7 a.m., a few cars rolled in. It's a 15-year tradition, and 15 years ago, it was made up of just about 20, 25 cars. This year, how about over 800 Mustangs? 5 years ago, someone from Ford came to the group of about 5 or 6 volunteers and said, you realize this thing is going to take off and you're going to have about 500 someday. The volunteers said, there's no way. In the Motor City, though, you can never question the passion of car lovers. Here they are, 800 this year with over 300 volunteers. You had to get on a waiting list to be within this party. So just another great tradition here at the Woodward Dream Cruise. And someone who knows all about tradition, you've spoken all about it today. Glenda Lewis, take it away.
Well, Brad, thanks so much. And I am with the man in charge of it all this weekend, president of the Woodward Dream Cruise, Greg Rassel. Greg, beautiful.
It's great weather today. We're thrilled. Crowds were very big. Most of the parking lots were full, and you can tell by the on-street parking, there's a lot of people out here having a good time today.
So now that the planning's done and the organizing's done and we're watching it happen, can you let your hair down and just relax?
Well, we're going to turn around here probably next month and start planning for number 20. Next year is the 20th anniversary of the Woodward Dream Cruise, and we're going to work hard to come up with some ideas to help commemorate that event as for what it stands for as far as the history of the automobile and the culture in Woodward Avenue all together here in the region.
Well, Greg, how did number 19 feel on you? I mean, it was special this year. Tell me some things.
Well, I mean, you know, the second year of our Cruising Shoes run race, and we doubled our participation in that. As I said, I saw lots of classic cars out here this year, and it started early in the week because we were blessed with great weather all week, and that really helps, I think, raise the enthusiasm.
Wow, it's been beautiful, and especially from this vantage point. I mean, look at this view, absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, the higher up you get, the better the view. It's really been a great day.
Thanks, Greg. Thank you for joining us at our Dream Cruise party here in Dugan's. And we're going to go now. We got to have you meet this special Royal Oak man whose love for classic cars created a really special father-son bond.
Randy Boudin has a theory about the love of classic cars.
Once it gets in your blood, it's there. It's very hard to get rid of.
And that's just one of the reasons he so appreciates this classic black beauty.
It is my father's car. It's a 1960 Lincoln Mark V Continental. It's got a 430 motor, power brakes, power windows, power steering, and as you can see, it's a huge car, and it is so much fun to drive. Comes out a week or two before the Dream Cruise, and then a week after it comes back into the shop and gets covered back up and stays inside.
That's not the only classic the family uses for cruising.
My brother is also into cruising. He's got many cars. We call him Trader Wayne. My son and daughter, they used to love cruising in my GTX. And then, of course, I sold it, and they cried the day it went out of the driveway, but I eventually bought it back.
Randy and his dad started their auto repair business in Royal Oak and say it's a great place to work, live, and play.
In the city, it's just a unique place. You know, people walk in, they're very polite on the streets, nice bars, and great restaurants.
For Randy and his family, cruising is the only way to celebrate the automobile.
It brings people together. You get to forget about all your troubles for a day, and you get to enjoy the automobiles.
Hop in a classic and see Royal Oak for yourself.
It is always a good time in Royal Oak, and we're having a great time right here in downtown Birmingham as well. Coming up, we're turning up the jukebox with the live performance from our house band, Rio and the Rockabilly Revival.
And it's another blast from the past from Happy Days. We'll be right back. One of the many colors we'll see in a sunset right there, huh? The sun is setting on this beautiful summer day. Matter of fact, this is one of the best summer days we've had all year long, and it chose today. Woodward Avenue is lighted up from one end to the other. The headlights are starting to come on. It's still a steady stream of classic beauties all the way from Pontiac to Ferndale.
I mean, it's really wonderful to see. Let's steer on over now, though, to Royal Oak for another pit stop with Vic and Alicia. How's it going out there, guys?
Oh, it's great here at the Art Van Pit Stop. You know what's great about Dream Cruise 2 is that you have the mix of the old and the new, like this beautiful Izod IndyCar Series show car, no engine, but...
Those wheels you see right there, those wheels that Jeremy's showing us, $1,000 a piece. And speaking of wheels, check out this 1932 classic, beautiful car. Those wheels on that vehicle holding up a real beauty. It even has a trailer on it, and the man who has put this all together is Bill McCallahan. Bill, thank you for taking time. You won the Art Van Facebook contest. Your vehicle's called Ramblin' Gamblin' Man. I can only imagine how much time, money, and hours went into this.
A lot, definitely a lot.
What's your favorite part about this vehicle?
All of it. From the ground up, it was a total re-restoration. It was just a lot of fun to build.
A lot of looks when you're cruising up and down Woodward?
All the time, all the time.
What if everybody asks you about it?
What year is it?
Does anybody guess?
No, never.
All right, go start that bad boy up for us. I appreciate it.
And guess who is with Bill right now for this cruise? We have Anson Williams again.
Hey there.
Potsy from Happy Days.
Hey there.
So you went cruising in this earlier today. How was it?
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
What is it? It's 32?
32 Chrysler.
32.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm knocked out, Potsy. It was an accident. I'm so
back.
sorry. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, 32 Cruiser here.
Excellent.
Yeah,
so
Chrysler
what's your
Cruiser.
favorite thing about this vehicle?
I think it's an art piece, beautifully redone. I mean, incredible, wonderful piece of work here.
Anson Williams,
They're
very
saying, hurry
first
up, hurry
Dream
up.
Cruise.
We gotta go.
Enjoy.
We gotta cruise. See ya. Thank you, Art Van. Thank you, Art Van.
All right, Joanne, back to you. All right, thanks both of you. What an incredible night we've had with some great music. Thanks to Rio and the Rockabilly Revival. Rio, you are Rio.
I am Rio.
Tell me about your wonderful band.
Hi, yeah, we are Rio and the Rockabilly Revival, right out straight from Michigan with love, and we're loving being here again this year. Thank you so much for having us. We'd like to thank Chevrolet for that, and we're having a great time.
I know you're performing Friday night.
We are. We're album release party and concert at the Magic Bag, and I just want to take a quick second to thank Be Well Lifestyle Centers right behind us for all their help, Vanity Vixen and Gorilla Ears. Thank you.
Thank you. And you get ready. You're going to sing for us, so you guys get ready. And I want to talk real quick. Jim Johnson, WOMC, 10 to 3 every day. So good to see you.
Nice to see you too, Joanne. And I know we're going to talk music, but first I have a question for you.
Yes.
I can't go anywhere without somebody asking me about your dad. In fact, everybody.
Neither, huh?
I know. It works that way, doesn't it?
It does.
How's he doing?
He's doing great.
Everybody wants to know, so I had to make sure I got that question on the
Well, I'm
table.
glad you did. He's doing great. Keeping busy with his website and doing well. But let's talk now the 5 best cruising songs, Jim.
Okay, from number 5 to number 1. Number 5, Mustang Sally,
Of course.
Wilson Pickett.
Yes.
Number 4, a Detroit original, Bob Seger, Old Time Rock and Roll. You got it.
All right.
Number 3, a band called Golden Earring, Radar Love.
Okay.
I've been driving all night. My hands went on the wheel. You know that one. Let's see. The number 2 song, War's Low Rider.
Of course. No.
And the number 1 cruising song for 2013 anyway, because it changes every year.
Of course.
The Beatles.
Okay.
Drive My Car.
There you go.
You got
there
it.
you go, Jim Johnson. As always, thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
very
being with
much.
us. All right, now we're going to hear Rio and the Rockabilly Revival. Take it away, you guys.
Say hi to Dad. Say hi to Dad.
When the sun goes down, baby, I'm gonna be there. When you're all alone, baby, beware. I believed in you, you had my trust. You left me in the dust. When the sun goes down, baby, I'm gonna be there. You said you loved me so, your heart would always be true. Always be true. You were lying, crying, cheating, stealing. What's a gal to do? Well, it just ain't right, but you don't care. Nothing to lose, and that's the time to spare. When the sun goes down, baby, I'm gonna be there.
are such a great band, great music. We are having a great time here on Woodward Avenue, but there's more to come.
Yeah, it's almost time for our annual Big Cheeseburger. But first, let's stroll on over to Pleasant Ridge.
There's a lot of incredible detail to see on this big beauty, but it's so quiet. You may never even hear it coming.
It's a 1948 Cadillac Series 62. It's a 361 cubic inch V8 with a whopping 150 horsepower.
And the family history behind this car just might surprise you.
My father's vehicle. We have a history of design with Ford. My grandfather loved aesthetics and loved design, loved Jaguar, loved Lincoln. He actually was a stylist for Ford in the 50s and 60s. But he also appreciated, the value and design of each vehicle. So it's been in my family for a while.
And Sean's love of design is apparently rubbed off on his daughters.
They appreciate it. They can actually pick out, vehicles, brands like BMW and Lincoln as well too. So I'm kind of happy about that.
That love of cars makes this classic a keeper and the Dream Cruise a must.
My kids won't allow me to sell this car. They truly love driving in this car. They truly love being in the Dream Cruise inside this car. Every day they ask me to drive in this car as well too. So for them, I'll keep it. I love the fact that I think every person has had experience, good or bad, with a vehicle. You have a touch, you have something passionate about that. And I think that passes on from generation to generation.
It's one of the reasons the city is so special.
I love Pleasant Ridge because it's a small town. We're unique. And my neighbors are the best neighbors in the entire world.
Find them on Facebook or just stop by for a visit.
Leslie, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm counting them all. Oh, it's 40,000 people right there. 40,000 cars, a million people. How's that? Been out looking all day long. And the classics just keep on rolling on by. I'm trying to count really fast.
I was going to say, it looks packed out there, doesn't it? Boy, the classics still keep rolling by night now. Our Tommy Lydon has been out playing in the traffic all afternoon, and now as the sun falls, Tom, how does it look out there?
Going northbound is the way to go. Southbound, very slow. Although most people don't complain about that on a night like this. They know what they're getting into when they come out on Woodward Ave. I want to point out, we picked up a new passenger, and this is officially my daughter Olivia's first Dream Cruise. We dropped off Alex and we picked up Olivia, and she's a little bit embarrassed because she's on TV, but that's okay. I want to tell you about a company named Pratt & Miller. Anybody who knows about auto racing knows how they are one of the best in the business, and they have been just collecting trophy after trophy year after year. Well, sometimes, as they taught us, life gives you lemons. You got to figure out a way to make lemonade.
A giant in the world of sports car manufacturing. That was Pratt & Miller's reputation. So how did they become one of the best in classic car restoration? Well, it's amazing how a downturn in the economy can make smart people kick new ideas into gear.
That was kind of something that we could do, but didn't have space. But then we have these people, we were looking for work for them, so that's really what started it. You saw the facility down there. They're turning out some great vehicles.
Yes, they are. Vehicles from every generation. Vehicles that have stood the test of time, but could use a little fine-tuning.
To the baby boomers, they want a car that was a car that's reminiscent of their childhood, but they can turn the key, it's got air conditioning, it's got power windows, they can drive from here across country, and that's what they're looking for.
The push to get cars ready for the Woodward Dream Cruise keeps the garage jumping throughout the spring and summer.
We've had all this time, we've had all this winter that you guys could be given, and now they call up in May and June and say, hey, I've got this, and this needs done, and I got to have it by the Dream Cruise.
Human nature, procrastination. The crew of Pratt & Miller is ready to deliver nonetheless. In the end, a little of their heart and soul goes out the door with each classic car. It's almost as if they feel like the car is one of their own children.
Yeah, you sure do, because usually when we do complete restorations, it's anywhere from 10 to 14 months. When we're done with it and we get done test driving it, make sure everything works before we turn it over to the customer, it's definitely like one of ours.
Just a great example of how smart people make smart decisions and keep their companies more than afloat. That's the latest from right now on Woodward Avenue. Looks like we're being tailed by something very large. Let's send it down down the road to Glenda Lewis.
Well, T, I know you're having a ball down there with all the beautiful classics, but there is a classic situation going on in Dugan's, and it's a party. It's the place that cruisers enjoy. It's the Big Chief Burger, and joining me right now is the general manager of Dugan's, Daryl Krause. This is beautiful.
This is awesome. It's been a great week. The staff's been great. The people have been great. The weather's been amazing. It's been the best cruise I can remember.
So now, Daryl, I know it's busy, and this is probably one of your busiest times, but it's a lot of fun, isn't it?
It's awesome. I can't wait for it to be over, but I look forward to it every year.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having us. It's so much fun. And Chef Jeff.
Yes.
Jeff.
Hi.
You got us the Chiefs.
You know it. Yes, of course. The Big Chief from Dugan's, the famous burger. Everybody loves it.
All right. So can you give us a little bit about what's in that special sauce?
No, I cannot. I can just say curry mayonnaise. That's about it. That's all I
can you give me these, and I'll take them and wrap them up?
Yeah, you got it. No problem.
Mom likes hers with lettuce.
Yep, last year we took care of it. Yeah, I know. Yep, definitely.
Carolyn and Steven, we're going to dig in, and I'm going to send it back to you.
Man, you're taking that burger home to your mama. I was going to say, put my name on it. I missed it.
Just when the next car goes by going this way, bring us the burger. Dugan's always been such a wonderful place. And a good friend to us here at the Dream Cruise.
Absolutely, and the food is pretty great, too. Still to come, we'll be dancing in the street and more with some cool classics.
Now, Adam said to eat, listen here to me. Don't you let me catch you messing around that apple. Ever since the world began. Hard-headed woman is a thorn in the side of a man. Yeah,
Welcome back to the coolest cruise in the entire US of A.
You got that right. Tonight it's all about the cars, you know that. But it's also time to kick up your heels and party a little bit. And Joanne Purton is doing just that right here in Birmingham. Joanne?
Do I have the sweetest little dancers with me right now, Carolyn? I know you and Steven were out here kind of getting your groove on a little bit earlier with some of the other dancers. And Crystal Winkler is with me right now, Legacy Dance Studio. All these wonderful dancers are with you tonight.
That's correct. We're in Southfield. We're right at Northwestern and 12 Mile. And we offer dance lessons for kids of all ages, starting at age 3.
All the way up to adults. Well, we cannot wait to see these little girls dance. So tell them to take it away.
Take it away, dancers. Let's have some fun.
My girl's like candy, a candy tree. She knocks me high up off my feet. She's so fine, as can be. I know this girl is definitely candy girl. You are my world. You look so sweet. Your face so deep. Candy girl. All I want to say when you're with me, you're brighten up my day. Oh, I know. When I'm with you, you make me feel so good. Do it too. The way you walk and the way you talk. You always look so good. You make me forget my thoughts. Do you really love me? Don't you really care? Do you really need me? And will you always be there every night?
Oh my, aren't those kids adorable? You know they've become a Dream Cruise tradition. They've been dancing for our special for several years now. We love them every time.
Every time we see them, they keep growing up, too.
They do.
Another Dream Cruise tradition paying tribute to each of the communities that work together to make this cruise possible. Let's climb back in a classic and go back to the town where this all began, Ferndale.
This one has 2 tones. That's why it sounds as loud as what it is.
Joanne and Dick Wilcock love spending time together in their 57 Chevy.
It's a Chevy 210 4-door sedan. It has a 265 cubic inch V8 engine. Automatic trans, all original. It runs beautifully. It's 49,000 original miles.
They also did a little research to find out more about their classic.
The car was originally bought at Heck Chevrolet in Effingham, Illinois. It was bought by a farmer down in Indiana.
This Chevy has special meaning, especially for Joanne.
I like the car because it's the car that I learned to drive on.
Dick and Joanne have called Ferndale home all their lives.
Ferndale's a small town inside a large metropolitan area. And Everybody knows everybody.
I like the diversity of Ferndale. It's down to earth. The downtown is awesome. We've got everything. Any type of food that you want. We've got retail. We've got entertainment.
And the Dream Cruise is a family affair.
Our granddaughter absolutely loves the Dream Cruise. Our oldest was the volunteer coordinator. Our son is the electrician on call. Dick works with all the vendors.
To see where it all started, take a trip to Ferndale today.
It is nothing but brake lights and headlights and all the way from Pontiac to Ferndale as we're about to put the top up on this, the 19th annual Dream Cruise.
It's hard to believe this all started as a fundraiser for a soccer field all those years ago, and look what it's become, the largest one-day automotive event in the world.
Let's take one last spin down Woodward, starting with a pit stop, Royal Oak. Vic and Alicia, how are things winding down there?
Well, I tell you what, guys, we might be wrapping up at the party here at the Art Van Pit Stop. Isn't lots of people, lots of rides.
We're loving it, and we're here with Rob's car, and I feel like kind of like we're the prom king and queen or something because we're here on this beautiful convertible. But you know what? It's been a wonderful night. So many wonderful cars, and let's toss it over to Glenda now, who's had a great time herself.
Oh, Vic, Alicia, I hope you didn't think I was playing. Chef Jeff packed me up already. Great night, Stace, wasn't it?
It was a perfect day.
Oh.
Perfect.
Fun at Dugan's for the Dream Cruise, number 19 in the history books. Fabulous. To you, Jeff.
Well, you know, I've been away for 6 years. This is my first Dream Cruise in 6 years. It's good to see that it didn't miss a beat. It's bigger and better than ever. So everybody, when you're taking off, drive safe home. Joanne?
All right, hi guys. You know, we've done some singing tonight. We've done a whole lot of dancing tonight. We've done some cooking. And perhaps most importantly, we've also looked at a whole lot of cool cars. It's what the Dream Cruise is all about. It's been a great night here in Birmingham. Tom?
I know some people might roll their eyes about the Woodward Dream Cruise and say, oh no, not again. But this community, for the most part, embraces this as they should because it is our history, it is our heritage, and it gives us a great chance to celebrate, which really makes Detroit one of the most unique cities in the country. Let's go one more time. High up above, Brad Galley and Chopper 7.
Tom, you feel the energy down there. We can see its vibrance from up here in the helicopter. What a view we had all night. And last year, I finished up our broadcast from Vincenta Garage. This year, I'm getting the best of both worlds. We are hovering live above Woodward Avenue as it is here right above us. Vincenta Garage, a great place to continue the party. What a view it's been here above Woodward Avenue, taking you through as the sun set behind us and we see all the lights behind us. Stephen and Carolyn, take us home.
Oh, thanks a lot, Brad. It's been fun watching everyone. And it is time now, though, to put the Chevy in the garage and say goodnight.
I'll let you drive next year. But first, we have a big announcement. Just in case you haven't heard, the State Fair is coming back in a whole new way. The Fifth Third Bank Michigan State Fair, Labor Day weekend, August 30th through September 2nd at the Suburban Collection Showplace in Novi. For tickets and information, go to MichiganStateFairLLC.com.
Yes, we want to take a minute now to thank Chevrolet and our hosts for the evening, the city of Birmingham, and all the people at 555 Building for all of their help today. We appreciate it.
Also, Eddie Merlot's for the fabulous food. We finally did get a little taste over here. Dugan's Irish Pub and Art Van Furniture for hosting us here and down the street in Oakland, Loyal Oak.
And a huge thank you to Rio and the Rockabilly Revival Legacy Dance Studio and our crew who worked so hard to bring you this broadcast from all of us here at Channel 7. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.
Good night to you. And Carolyn, may I have this dance?
Yes, you can.
All right.
In the valley ground, when the wells come coming down, down to the river. Save my soul, save my soul, save my soul, save my soul, save my soul. Into the river, save my soul. Da 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 da. Now listen, brother.